it was this officer. It was a black man. He was like real tall, and he was kind of like my color. He had some big lips, and he used to like wear his pants. They weren't tight, but he used to try to show off his shape. Okay, he used to try to show off his shape, and honestly, I believe he put stuff in his clothes because it was ridiculous. But every time he used to walk and do his rounds, like he used to walk like this.
Hold up, man.
Oh, she a jigga bop. Tonight I'm trying to jig and bop. You know it's up, I'm really on my top. I'm on my top. Say you Jay, running from the top. Turn it up a notch. Yeah.
What it is, what it do, what it be like. Welcome back to What the Hell TV, where everything we react to, you gonna be like, what the hell, man? Hope all is well out there. And we back with another reaction video. Now, man, today I'm reacting to a content creator go by the name of Rajiva the Ruler. I believe that's how you say her name. Shout out to her channel. And man, I wanted to react to this video because the title was wild. You feel me? Now, the title read, how I said, a male officer tried to have sex with her while in jail. So she was in jail, and one of the male officers, you know, he tried to make a pass out of her, man. You feel what I'm saying? But man, we're gonna get into this story video. You feel what I'm saying? She gonna tell her story, things like that. Appreciate y'all for clicking on the video, man. Let me know if y'all like this type of content. I'll react to more, man. Let's get it.
A male officer in the Department of Corrections for relations. Okay, now this was when I first got to prison. This was the first time. It was by no means the last, not even close. I got approached so many times as all female inmates that look anything decent. I'm sure they can tell you the same exact thing. I wasn't special, okay? That's just the culture in there. So, like I told y'all, when I first got to prison, I was scruffy looking. I ain't look like this at all. My lips was chapped, as all I knows, and I seen a comment somebody put on one of my videos, and I know they've been locked up because they was like, use butter. I learned that down the line, okay? When I was in confinement and I ain't have no chapstick because they take your chapstick, after a while I learned how to smuggle my chapstick in. But I had to use butter. Anything that was chapped, my legs and everything, I used to have to use butter on it, but this was before I knew the little tips and tricks, okay? I was crusty. My hair, I always had long hair, but it was natural back then. So it was very much like, y'all know how the little strayaways have you looking homeless all around the sides. And no matter how much you brush, if you don't lay it down with no gel or nothing, it just keep on flying away, make you look all kind of scruffy, no matter how much you brush your hair. So my hair was nappy. My lips was chapped. My skin was dry because I ain't had lotions. My clothes was big. My whites was dingy because I ain't really care too much about it. I ain't have bleach. I ain't know how to play prison when I first got to prison. Okay? So I looked like a 12-year-old little girl, honestly, because I was this big. Right now, I'm like 160 pounds right now. When I got arrested, I was 125. So I was this big. Okay, I ain't never had a chest. I always had a little, you know, understand, a little sun back.
And see, like, depending on a woman's height, that's like the average weight for a female, you know, depending on her height, you know, whether she like 5'6", 5'7", 5'5", depend on, but within 160, that's a good weight size for a woman. You feel what I'm saying? Like I say, depending on their height, you know. If they shorter, then at least by 150, you know. Anything under there, I feel like you know what I'm saying, you can be skinny, you feel what I'm saying? But depending on the height, you know.
Yeah, but I ain't had no chest, so I was this big with big clothes on, so I looked 12 years old. So why this man was interested in me, still to this day, I don't know. So I was, you know, very quiet because I didn't know what was going on in prison. This was when I was in the dorm with the lady who let me smoke the cigarettes, the lady who knew my mama. I was in this dorm. It was November. So I guess because, like I said in the other video, November was a dorm with older people, right? It was a lot of older people in November. It wasn't a lot of like young, you know what I'm saying, 20s, 30s. It wasn't a lot of them in that dorm.
I can't see her smoking a cigarette, bro. Like maybe then, you know, younger or whatever. But like now, her, you know, her look, I can't see her just smoking a cigarette. You feel what I'm saying? I can't see it.
And most officers, they're assigned to a dorm. Now, you can go work any dorm, but for the most part, you work in the same dorm over and over until you get rotated to another dorm. But for the most part, you get the same officers. So it was this officer. It was a black man. He was like real tall, and he was kind of like my color. He had some big lips, and he used to like wear his pants. They weren't tight, but he used to try to show off his shape. Okay, he used to try to show off his shape. And honestly, I believe he put stuff in his clothes because it was ridiculous. But every time he used to walk and do his rounds, like, he used to walk like this.
Hold up, man. She say put stuff in his clothes. Oh, man. Sorry, bro. Don't tell me this man walking around the jail, bro, with a fucking big ass cucumber or something in his drawers, bro, trying to act like he's packing, bro. That's what it seemed like, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. They allow this in the prison, bro.
And he used to lick his lips, you know what I'm saying? And just like try to walk with so much swag. And he was very quiet, but he would only stop and talk to the younger girls. Like, he wouldn't necessarily stop at the oldest ladies' bunks. It was always somebody that was young. You know what I'm saying? So in prison, you have random locker searches. Like, every shift, an officer is supposed to do so many searches to so many people before their shift is over with. So it's normally like they'll randomly come in after count time, and you know they come to do their searches because they have a clipboard and they have a trash bag. One of the little small little clip bags. Maybe those is 2 flags that will get everybody up to run to the bathroom, to go take a shower, to go get on the phone, to go hide anywhere, go watch TV. When you see that clipboard in that trash bag, honey, you get missing. Okay? I was new. I ain't know what the hell a clipboard in a trash bag meant. I knew I used to always see people scatter. So I'm just sitting on my bed. I think I was writing something. So he stopped at, a few beds, and then he came to my bed. So, like, I was real, like, nervous. I ain't gonna say I was scared, but I was always nervous. I've never been a officer fan. Okay, I was raised in the hood. I was never an officer fan. So now that I'm in prison and I don't have no security net, it's just your word against mine, and my word is not even a word. So I was always nervous when the police used to come talk to me. And he came, he was like, open up your locker. So I'm like, okay. So I get down, I open up my locker. So now my heart beating. I know it ain't nothing in there. I ain't been here long enough to know what contraband is. I ain't been here long enough to know what I can get away with and what I can't. So my heart beating like this because I'm like, oh Lord, like, what if I got something I ain't supposed to have? And looking back, girl, you ain't have nothing worth nothing, okay? You ain't got nothing you ain't supposed to have. You ain't even got the stuff you're supposed to have, okay? So I open my locker, and he like looking through my lock and everything, and so he's like, how old you is? So like, I was kind of like thrown off by the question because it's like, ain't no officer asked me that, you know what I'm saying? This is really the first time somebody interacted with me besides yelling at me, screaming at me, or telling me I'm doing something wrong. So when I first got to prison, I was 21. So he was like, you know what I'm saying, how old you is? And I was like, I'm 21. And he was like, oh, you a little young, you know what I'm saying, to be in prison, this, that, and the third, like babies that are in prison, like teenagers. So he was like, you a little young to be in prison. And I'm like, well, the judge didn't feel that way. No, I was like, I wish the judge would have felt like that. And then he was like, where you from? So he went.
See what I'm saying? Here we go, bro. Like, all right, the age thing, I guess I'll let you slide with that, even though you're a male officer questioning a female prisoner. But once you get to saying, oh, where you from? And now it's getting personal, baby. Like now you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Now it's finna start going left, man. Like, come on, man. He do a voucher.
They asked me like where I was from, and at this point, like, I don't really want no trouble. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come off. I don't want no disrespect. I don't want to be rude. So I'm like answering his questions because even though it was making me feel like a little weird or whatever, I was still answering his questions because I ain't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke, Mr. Officer. So I was telling him where I'm from, and then like he was asking me what I was locked up for, and so I'm like answering his questions, and then he was nice. So I was like, okay, he ain't, you know what I'm saying, top flight security, So I'm like, okay, he cool, if that's a such thing. So I'm like, all right, he all right. So like he talking, so I'm talking to him or whatever, and he was like, you real pretty and this, that, and the third, and he was
see what I'm saying? Nah, she right. It could have been him being nice and cool, you know what I'm saying? just trying to spark some conversation, but that's still against the policy. Like, they still don't supposed to interact with the prisoners at all. You feel what I'm saying? But now he talking about you pretty. Oh man, it's getting wild.
Like, went to talk about my shape, and he was like, the way I walk. People have always told me I had a stink walk since I was this big, and now that I got a little weight on me, they tell me the same thing. So he was like, you got a little stink.
Oh man, here cutting up. That boy say she got that stank walk. It stank when she walk. It stank when she walk. Got that stank. Say, bro, this dude wild to bounce, bro.
Oh, so now that's sending flags in my head when he started talking about my shape and all of this and how I look, because it's like, you ain't supposed to be doing that, sir. Like, why is you watching me? Like, how you know me and how I walk? Like, I should be an inmate in a number. You shouldn't be able to tell the difference between none of us. Like,
yeah, he been
so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm starting to get uncomfortable or whatever. And he was like, how long you been to prison? So, like, I'm telling him how long I've been to prison, and I'm getting uncomfortable. He studied, like, I ain't got that much stuff, so it shouldn't take you that long to search my locker. And then, so while he's talking, he was like, you gonna be up tonight? And I was like, huh? Like, I was kind of thrown out, like, what you mean, am I going to be up tonight? So I was like, I mean, probably, you know, like, I don't know. So he was like, I'm going to tap your bed. So I was like, where I got to go? Like, what I'm doing?
Say, bro, it ain't funny, but it's funny. He gonna tap a bed. He trying to tap that bed, all right? He trying to tap something, man. Hey, he trying to tap more than that bed, bro. God damn.
And he was like, I'm going to tap your bed, you know? So I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, it felt a little iffy, but see, now I'm scared because I feel like I know what you're talking about, but it's not going to go down how you think it's going to go down. So it's like, am I going to get in trouble? Like, what's finna happen? Like, you going to try to hurt me, allow me? Like, what's finna happen? Because you might want sexual advances, but I'm not finna sexually advance. So I talked to the lady that knew my mama, like, after he got done searching my locker. So I waited till he was like out and he couldn't see me or whatever. So I went and talked to her, and I was like telling her like what happened, and she was like, oh, he do that all the time. He was like, and she called him like, you know, all kind of explicit things. She was like, he real nasty. She said he tried to do that with all the little girls or whatever. And then he was pointing to some other white girl, and he was like, he used to mess around with her and all this other stuff like that. And she was like, when he tapped your bed, she was like, you better not move. She was like, you better not get up, and you better not move. And she was like, you better not go to nail for you and do nothing for this man. So I'm like, wait a minute, what did you talk about? She was like, yeah, because when he tap your bed, he don't want you to come in the foyer. And I was like, what? And I was like, but what? I was like, so I went to ask her a question. So I was like, if he want me to go in there and I don't go in there, I was like, what's gonna happen to me? Like, is something gonna happen to me? She was like, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. She was like, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. She was like, all he wants you to do is go in there and, you know what I'm saying, do whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Man, he trying to get some head. He trying to, like, bro, and they know that, like, yeah, he really cutting up around now because the lady know all about him, bro. Like, he really, god damn, bro. I'm trying to see why they even have male officers working around female prisoners anyway. Just like they got female prisoners working around male prisoners. Like, but then as soon as something happen, you know what I'm saying, they want to put the people on the news, blast them, you know, which everybody grown, they should make right decisions. But I'm saying, ego, man, and temptation, man, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
And she was like, but ain't nothing gonna happen to you if he tap on your bed and you don't go. And she said, and if he do try to do something, she said, make sure you tell them to roll them cameras back and tell them how he was over here searching your locker and all the stuff that he said. And when he tapped on your bed, she said, make sure you remember all the times. So I'm like, remember all the times? She was like, yep, go write them down. So I'm like, why don't I write down? Like, nah, I'm scared because I'm like, oh my God. But he ended up doing his rounds, and he did end up tapping my bed, and I did lay there like I was asleep. I'm talking about, you ever tried, you remember when you was a kid and then you up and you ain't supposed to be up and your parents say you go to sleep, so you be trying so hard when they come in and act like you sleep. You try so hard, you know it look like you trying. Like, that's how I was. But to the 10th degree, I was trying to lay deathly still. I was like, Like, I was in the casket pose. Everybody know that's the fakest sleep. Don't nobody sleep like that for real. I was in the casket pose like this with the blanket over my eyes. My heart was beating so hard. I swore that he could see it beating through the sheet. Like, I did not get up, but nothing happened, and I just thought it was going to happen. But over the years, like, looking back, you need them dates, you need them times, you need all that, because if you get put on the investigation, you can always have them go rewind the cameras to that time, and they can see everything that happens. Like, you have to document stuff. So if an officer ever tries to, like, because sometimes they'll try to tell on you to clear their behind, or if you don't, which I've had somebody almost put me under the investigation because I wouldn't.
Yeah,
but if you don't document that stuff and show proof, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, this is when he tried to harass me. This is when this happened. This is when that happened, da, 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 da. And they got a whole organization called PREA. Yes, and it is very much serious. But that is the first time somebody tried to sexually assault me. And, like, I didn't stay in that dorm too much longer. I got moved out. I was only in that dorm for, like, 2 months. So this was, like, probably, like, 3 weeks before I ended up switching dorms. And every time that man used to come in, like, I used to just go to bed. Like, I just used to go to bed, or I used to avoid him. I did not like making eye contact with him. I felt uncomfortable every time he came around. And he just eventually started finding other prey, because, baby, this ain't it. This ain't no OnlyFans. I don't know what you thought this was, but this ain't how it's gonna go. All right? But y'all be easy until next time.
Yeah, y'all, that was a wildest story, man. Good thing she ain't fall for the bait, you know. She ain't get spooked and let him do what he wanted to do, have his way, you know what I'm saying? Because it would have went bad, and he would have definitely put the blame on her, you feel what I'm saying? And, you know, but I feel like, unless they got cameras in the jail, which I'm pretty sure they do, they should make the officers wear body cameras, just like the police officers do. You know what I'm saying? They should make the jail officers wear cameras, man. I don't know if they do or they don't, but if they don't, they should make them do that, especially men working around female prisoners and things like that, man. They should know, you know, through the years, a lot of that been going on. Them people be knowing, so ain't no way they should not have cameras on, you know. That just don't sit right. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, dude he was a vulture, bro. That wasn't his first time, and definitely wasn't his last. You feel what I'm saying? But man, I just wanted to react to that, man. But to be real, man, you know, grape, y'all know the word. That's a serious thing, bro. And it's not nothing to be making fun of or took for granted or nothing like that, man. You know, so y'all always protect yourself, man. But look, appreciate y'all, man. Comment, let me know what y'all thought about the video, man. I'm out. Y'all be safe.